What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and we did 3 videos yesterday. So if you missed any of them, make sure you check your subscription feed, or better yet, just head back to the main page of this channel, because who can count on YouTube to notify anyone about anything anymore these days? And I've got another video later today, a more fun one coming up. But we start the day with some news about GOG.com, which was formerly known as goodoldgames.com. And also, you might not know this, but they're owned by CDProjekt Red. And they have been in some hot water previously for some spicy tweets, both CDProjekt Red as well as GOG.com. Now, we have the video game forum known as Reset Era, which is basically just a far-left ideologue forum bullying GOG.com into an apology, and also by association shaming CDProjekt Red and the employee or staff running their social media, which is likely to be just one person, I would imagine. So a little of this boiled up yesterday in Reset Era, which I keep an eye on for hilarious articles and content. So the New York Times broke news yesterday that the Trump administration, Orange Man Bad, was looking to define transgender people out of existence. Not true. But anyway, since this news has started, the hashtag won't be erased has been trending on Twitter, being used by trans people who are fighting for their right to exist in the United States. That's right. Just like Thanos, Orange Man is going to get the Infinity Gauntlet and erase 0.0003% of the population because that's important for him, apparently. Now, we saw GOG.com dare to use a hashtag they weren't allowed to by tweeting out classic PC games, hashtag won't be erased, on our watch. Yeah, how's that for some use of hashtags? Not like the best tweet. To be honest, not even all that spicy. Maybe they weren't even entirely sure what the hashtag was about. Maybe some young social media employee was just seeing what was trending, trying to get GOG.com onto people's computers and phones. But of course, they deleted it pretty dang quickly because, SJWs are always buying video games, especially retro games. Historically, we see the cyberpunk, did you just assume our gender, horrendous joke they made, as well as GOG's previous, a game that wears his heart on a sleeve that is rarely safe for work. And it's games journalism, and I believe that is some digital P, some R. Kelly style digital P. And while the people of this forum clearly understand that, sure, it may be, quote, tone deaf, that wouldn't stop them from sending the outrage mobs at GOG. And you also find this is the same forum, I believe, if I remember correctly, who doxed their employee, talking about wanting to believe the social media guy. What if it was a girl, furry Joey Pocket was just a dumbass and didn't check what the hashtag was beforehand for some reason? That doesn't really, that's probably what it was. But I don't really care how they promote GOG, and definitely have zero influence about my interest in buying Cyberpunk 2077. So they took it. They got rid of it, right? Everyone's outraged. I'm sure all of these people were, parentheses, literally shaking. And then you have people like pushing up roses. I'm very unhappy with your social media lately. This is not the first time you've posted something extremely dismissive in regards to an important issue. I cannot continue to be partnered unless your social media manager changes and you offer a sincere apology. Now, of course, we know this thread will be full of people that totally buy games. Let's actually check out. So you have an Etsy store. Okay. Don't really see any video game content here. Okay. Let's check your YouTube channel. I'm sure it's a thriving YouTube channel full of Let's Plays and retro video games in which you sell GOG.com services. Okay, well, you have 126,000 subscribers. That's pretty dang good. But let's take a look at some of your videos here. You've got a brief history of Homestar's Runner games from 5 days ago with a whopping 20,000 views. You've got another Homestar Runner game with 10K views from a week ago. Then we've got a video about the Brave Little Toaster. I'm 100% done with GOG now. I'm sorry. I know they recently made changes, and it's obvious their social media manager has changed. I'm hoping they do the right thing. Isn't that always funny how that pearl clutching NPCs are always expecting you to do the right thing? What they mean is do what you tell them to do. I can tell you that I've been in contact with GOG for a long time, and I've known the people who have worked there. And this is not like this before the change, but that is no excuse. I'm so pissed. Pretty sure it's the same social media manager. Whoever it is needs to be fired while bounced. I'm not promoting anything for an undetermined amount of time. Right. I don't think you are exactly selling a lot of video games, pushing up roses, I gotta say. You know, I'm not exactly sure why you think anyone cares if you push anything or not. You do have some nice paintings here, but that's not really the problem, really. Between the outrage of the anime avatars or cartoon avatars here at Reset Era and people like pushing up roses, they got what they wanted. They got an apology out of GOG.com today. Yesterday, we posted a tweet containing a trending hashtag as a pun. The tweet was neither intended as a malicious attack nor a comment on the ongoing social debate. Imagine that! Imagine a video game company or a company that distributes DRM-free video games not making comments on socio-political issues. Imagine that. GOG should focus only on games. We acknowledge that and we commit to it. I didn't see the tweet as necessarily a comment on anything going on in the socio-political debate. In fact, I am going to go on GOG.com today and buy something. Well, I don't know. Now I'm conflicted now I think about it because they apologized. You can see you can't even joke these days. People don't have enough problems. They used a hashtag about how the U.S. government might stop legally recognizing trans people to make a joke about DRM. That sounds like a pretty big problem to a lot of people. Look, I know I have trans fans and I love you and I appreciate you. And I get the idea that these people who are knighting for you aren't probably trans. They're probably upper-class white people, as they usually are. And using you as a tool to collect virtue points for being offended online. I have many trans friends. I guess there's no doubt that there are far-left activist trans people, but everyone I associate with is pretty normal in terms of normal reactions to everyday things. Playing video games, having regular takes on regular things. I guess I'm trying to say is, again, the crazy trans activists are an even tinier percent of people. Yet how so many people seem to get outraged on other people's behalf is quite tiring. Using a hashtag nowadays is strictly moderated. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to send out a tweet on that hashtag completely unrelated. And let's see if people are perpetually offended. Let's see. Won't be erased. This is an unrelated tweet to hashtag won't be erased. I am using a hashtag without the express written consent of the NFL. Enjoy. Look at that. The world continues. Well, GOG, I hate to see that you bent the knee. I don't know when companies will stop bending the knee. I get it. I've been inundated. My menchies have been filled up before by people who are outraged. But the reality is, one, they are an extremely vocal minority. Two, these people don't buy your video games. Three, if you wait 12 hours, their outrage goes away. These people have the memory of a goldfish or a squirrel. They are constantly looking for another thing to be outraged. So next time, if you're looking for some advice, social media manager of GOG or CDProjekt Red, I would just recommend tweeting out more insane, offensive things. Just go on a tweet rant. Push it all the way down to the bottom. Give them so much to be outraged about that they don't know what direction to go in. They'll probably just go back to the coffee house and have to get a coffee and just talk about how they're literally shaking. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.